Program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Masai Mara. We're on the eastern side of the river. Those are some elephants. This is Safari Live. Looking at a herd of elephants, as I said to you, David is on camera today.
Hello, James.
Well done, David. Very nice thumb. I see you had a shower. Took you 4 hours to have your shower today. And we've also got James the Askari with us as we travel through the Masai Mara National Reserve on the eastern side of the Mara River today. Please do talk to us on the hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. You can tweet us any comments. Otherwise, you can send us your questions on the YouTube chat stream. We'll do our best to get to all of them today. Also out this afternoon is Tayla Makari. She is driving around on the other side of the river, and both of us, of course, looking for predators, watching the migration action. There is one of those predators, well, more a scavenger, of course, an avian one, a vulture. Very good. So those are the two here in the Mara. In South Africa, Byron is knocking about. He is currently still in the shelter of the car park. Unfortunately, I believe Wendy, recalcitrant as she is not in fact working this afternoon just yet. I'm sure they'll get her going eventually. I never thought the day would come when I said I missed Wendy, Jigger and Rusty. But truly, that day is here and has been with us now for some time, since I began the process of driving Mila, Keto and Paka. All of which, well, shall we say, did not go like they were designed to. Gorgeous herd of elephants in amongst an area that we apparently is called the Bilashaka Marsh. And you have to say it like that, otherwise it doesn't work. And we are hoping to find two cheetah here, or perhaps the Bilashaka nomads who Brent had during the last TV show. Let's head across now to Tayla McCurdy and find out what her plan for the afternoon is.
Hello, everybody. Well, the rain has fallen upon us, unfortunately, so we're just sitting it out for the moment. However, we're hoping to find all sorts of lions today. My name is Tayla, and on camera with me is VM, the Wildebeest. He's at home. He's with his family. They're all moving around. Isn't that fantastic? Him and all your twice-removed cousins, hey, VM? VM actually responded, that's literally what he just said. But we're surrounded by animals. Of course, there's definitely a lot going on in the Mara, as you, of course, have seen. But for those of you that are new and have just started watching, well, a very big welcome to you. Now, this is live. This is interactive. It's happening right now. So hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or you can have a chat to us, on the YouTube chat, too. That's also acceptable. But my goal now is we're going to be looking for the sausage pride. We're just waiting for the rain to let up. It's starting to drop now. I reckon in the next 2 minutes or so we'll be able to go. I want to go down that way. Look at all those wildebeest moving around there. It's so cool. Those little dots, it's a shongololo of wildebeest. They've formed a long train. Some are now picking up the pace, coming down their escarpment. Perhaps they've had a speed wobble and are feeling a little bit left out, and they're all grouping together. It's actually quite intimidating to see something like that, and it always amazes me. It's the courage of lions and things like that, because if I was a predator, I'd be a little bit on the nervous side of charging towards a big group of animals like that. But of course, luckily for the lions, the wildebeest, well, they're not concentrating at this time, so there's plenty of opportunities for, of course, to catch them. But we're going to keep moving that way. We're going to go and check and see if the sausage pride is perhaps not laying around here, maybe waiting for those wildebeest to arrive. Byron has done his taekwondo. He's fought off all the gremlins of Djuma. Let's go across and say good afternoon to him.
We have indeed, Taylor. Everything's working again. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Byron, and on camera with me this afternoon is, of course, Senzo. Now, it's a lovely warm afternoon today. There's a bit of a breeze in the air, but it's very, very warm, and I'm hoping to find some more animals this afternoon. So apparently our weather station says it's 30 degrees Celsius and 87 Fahrenheit. That's also a lie. That is not correct. That's definitely, it's not 30 degrees. That's probably about 26, I'd say. 26, 27, I reckon. Maybe 27. We keep joking about our weather station being slightly off. Don't know where it comes from anyway. This morning we had a lot of luck. We had beautiful elephant sighting. We had a huge herd, and then we also had a lioness, just the one lioness. I think the mother of those wonderful little cubs that we found the other day. She was contact calling, trying to find the rest of the pride, but eventually laid down and was resting. So I'm not sure if she managed to move on. We might go and check that area again, see if she did find them. Also like to try find a leopard this afternoon, so we'll try our best. We'll see. I'm sure we're due for a leopard actually. Need to work on our bird list. I've been trying to see how many birds we can get on camera within the last week. I'm doing it right until until I leave next week Wednesday, and I'm on 77 species at the moment, which is great. So 77 birds on camera, and we'll see. I'd like to get to 80 by this afternoon. And some other guys getting out on their safari this afternoon, other guides. See, listen to them and see if they've got any updates. It's nice and warm, so what I might do is go and check some of the water holes today. Rob, you say we need to see Shongile. I don't know where she's been. I haven't heard an update about her for a while from some of the other guides. I'm not sure. Maybe she's hiding down on Little Gowrie again. We know that young female leopard she's quite happy down there. She goes down there quite a lot. But we haven't seen tracks of a young female leopard around here, so we saw Tundi the other day. Close to camp. Now I wonder, because those, what is that? Was that a new bird perhaps? Let's have a look. It's jumping around there. I think it disappeared, Senzo. I think it moved again. Behind the log there. I just saw a glimpse of a bird. I'm not sure what it was. Trying to see if I can get a view quickly. No. You see, that's the thing, everyone, that we were saying the whole time is it's one thing for us to see the birds and identify them, but getting them on camera so difficult, because often it's so quick and they disappear. So it's not easy trying to get that amount of birds on camera. There's still a lot of birds that I've heard and I've seen, but we just haven't got them on camera yet. So we'll try our best. And this is Senzo's last drive with us until he goes on leave tomorrow. Senzo, well-deserved leave. Hey, Senzo? Nice to relax and see the family again, hopefully. But Senzo, you must rest. You mustn't go partying every night. I know you. Lisa, you were asking what happened with that genet in the hole. Hang on, what little bird is this over here? Do you see it, Senzo? Oh, golden-breasted bunting. We've seen a few of them, but that was beautiful to see. Where did it go? There it is. They really are gorgeous birds. Wonderful colours, golden-breasted bunting. It's funny, sometimes they fly, you don't see that yellow immediately. Lisa, you were asking whatever happened to that genet in the hole. Lisa, I saw it the other night with Sebastian. I caught a glimpse of it on, with the spotlight, but we couldn't get it on camera. It disappeared back into the hole. So I think it's still around there, but the last 2 or 3 occasions I've driven past and had a look, I haven't seen it. So I'm not sure where it is hiding. Blue wax bills, we've seen them. We've got them on camera. Carsten from Denmark, you're asking what bird would I really like to see that I haven't. Leopard, everyone. Look here. There we go. Right in front of us. How's that? Wow, this looks like a big male. I wonder if this isn't Tingana. Let's have a look. I think it's him. Let's see, he might be moving down into this drainage line. It's really warm for a leopard to be moving around. I'm so surprised. Okay, let's see. Let's see where he's going. Well, there we go. How is that? I'm just trying to have a look and see if we can follow him. He might, hopefully he doesn't disappear down and lie right in the drainage. He's just in front of us. Have a look. He's moving down there. He might decide to find some shade. And Texan, do you copy? We've just located a male leopard over here. If you want to come in from that side, you might get visual. Yeah, FM, he's actually just come out the drainage line, so come in directly where you are, and you should get a view from there, and maybe you can stick with him. And see, I'm just letting Texan. Hold on, you can see him moving there. This is going to be difficult for us to move through here. Hold on, I'm going to get back onto the road. Yeah, James, you say it is Tingana, as I thought so. Sorry, I'm just trying to multitask here a little bit. Let me get out of here. I don't want to lose that leopard now. Sorry, Senza. There he is. I still see him. Well, luckily, the other guide is on the other side of the drainage line. There he is. Now, I wonder if he's potentially hunting. Have a look. There he is. Oh, what a nice surprise for this afternoon. We've been very lucky the last few days with predators, and this is definitely one of my favorite leopards, I must be honest. There's just something about seeing a big tom like this. And all of you sound very excited to see leopard. So you see, things happen for a reason. Maybe if we didn't have those technical issues earlier, we wouldn't have been able to follow him, or we wouldn't have found him. Rather, we would have driven past him. Who knows? He's going to come out in front of us. Look here, there he comes. As I said, it's very strange that he's moving during the heat of the day. It just shows you, everyone. Often people say, well, leopards don't move around during the day. Well, this is a clear indication that they do. They'll move around whenever they want, if they're hungry or thirsty, or possibly just trying to find a new area. He's going into an even thicker spot. I think I'm going to stick on this side of the drainage. It just works out if we work as a team. There's Texans on the other side, and he will be able to then follow him from that side if he sticks that side, and I can follow him from this side in case he crosses back through again. But I wonder if he hasn't laid down now. I don't see him moving. Is he still there? Standing now. I'll just have a look and see. Oh, this is really exciting. I'm going to stick with this leopard and see where he goes. Hopefully he settles down for us. But let's go across to James, who apparently has some lions in the Mara. Oh dear, it sounds like we don't have James's audio at the moment. So James also has some gremlins, but not to worry. We've still got a lovely view of this leopard. He's just walking off to the left. I wonder if he's going to cross back down into the drainage line. It's much cooler down there for him. Okay, let's go out this drainage and see. Maybe we can try follow him through there. I really don't want to lose this leopard. I'm going to try my best to stay with him. Ruth, you asked, do you think he's looking for ladies or food? Are you referring to me or the leopard? Ruth, I think he's potentially looking for food. Now, the male leopards, what's so wonderful with the male leopards, there he goes, just caught a glimpse of him. Hold on, sorry Ruth, I'm just trying to stick with him so that I don't lose him. This is always difficult moving through this monkey thorn. I don't like it very much, bad for the vehicles. So Ruth, I think in this situation it's food, and I'll tell you why. Because this male, sorry, you see how I struggle to multitask clearly. Ruth, the thing is with male leopards, the wonderful thing with male leopards is they don't have to worry about looking for females at all. The females come to them. For a male leopard, all he needs is... Now, I wonder if he hasn't found a shady spot around here somewhere. Can you see him, Senzo? I've lost him. Oh, no, you see, this is exactly what I was hoping wouldn't happen. I can hear Franklin's calling. Hold on, I think he's just gone through here. So, Ruth, as I was saying, the male leopards, with them having large territories, they attract the females. The females come and look for them. I can't get there now. See, this is the thing with these male leopards. They can disappear so quickly. I really hope I don't lose him. So the females, they will go and present themselves and look for the males. And he will then be able to mate with the female, but he doesn't have to go look around. All he has to do is mark his territory and defend it against other males. There's a steep drainage line here now. He could have gone anywhere. I don't know where he's gone, everyone. I think he's gone down into this drainage line somewhere here. But let's have a look. I'm going to try keep an eye out. hopefully, if he doesn't come out, then we know he's gone to lie down in there somewhere. So let's just wait and have a look. I can hear the Franklins are all calling. He's clearly disturbed them over there. He's just in that thicket, but it's so thick we can't see anything. Oh, here he comes. I can see him. I can see him. There he comes. He's going to be coming towards us. There we go. Look at that. What a beautiful male leopard. You know what, everyone, he might walk straight towards us. Might walk straight towards us. Come this way. There we go. I'm actually just going to back up a little bit. So I don't want to block his way. Yeah, he's coming straight out this side. He might decide to walk right in front of us. There he comes. He's so close we can't even see him. There he goes. Taxi, I got visual again. The southern side of the drainage. Yeah, I think he's either seen or heard something. Numzan. Just having a look. Where's he gone now? Can you still just see him? There he goes. I wonder how we are going to follow him through there. There are now 3 vehicles here, which is a bit better. It's a bit easier then for us to work and try and stick with this leopard. All right. I'm going to see. Let's go across to James. Sorry, I need to try and get out of here quickly. It's going to be tricky, but let's go across to James up in the Mara. Hopefully his audio is fixed and he's got those lions.
Back on these guys.
Okay.
Well, I've got a new reconstruction.
Hello everybody again. Here we are with the Blashaka nomads. The last time you came to us we didn't have any audio. In other words, you couldn't hear what I was saying, which was not necessarily a bad thing. I might be talking utter nonsense. But we think we have all 6 of them here, although I've only seen 5. But they're waiting on the edge of the forest, doing not very much at all. I suspect they will go hunting later on. They don't look very full, which is quite nice, and they're not too far from here. There are some wildebeest, there's some zebra, there's some taupai, although these, what David describes as laziest cats he's ever seen, I think will be slightly over-challenged by chasing taupai. So they will probably, maybe, head off for some zebra or wildebeest. So that's the lay of the land here. I'm not sure we'll stay with them the whole drive because I think we need to just pop down the road to see if perhaps the 2 cheetah aren't around so that we can make a decision as to where we want to be by the time the sunset comes. I can't imagine this lot are going to get up and rush off anywhere if we disappear for a few minutes. So I think we'll probably head down towards that marshy area there and see if we can't spot the cheetah. But we'll sit here for a little bit longer. There's one of them lying next to the, well, sort of a skeleton, if you like, of a long burned tree. And so different across here from the way that it is the other side. And that's because the grass has been either eaten and burned. And you can see it's just much more open. And that is not necessarily a good thing when you are trying to follow these lions on the hunt, because they could easily then seek the cover of the forest rather than the grasslands. Ruth, I'd love to tell you the answer to this question, but I'm afraid I'm unable to. You want to know what bila shaka means? I don't know, but I'm going to ask James behind me. James, do you know what bila shaka means?
It means that a place that you has got high possibilities of getting something.
Okay, it means a place apparently that has got a high possibility of getting something, which I assume refers to the amount of game and the amount of animals that are normally found here in the Bilashaka marsh area. And certainly we've seen elephants and baboons and Grant's gazelles, Thompson's gazelles, impalas, taupai and wildebeest and zebra. Jackie, you're wondering about the mating season for lions and when it is. Jackie, but like human beings, they don't really have a mating season. They have, that's where the similarity ends, however, they will come into season as and when they don't have cubs anymore. So basically the cycle goes as follows. A lioness will turn 2.5 years old, 2.5 to 3. She'll come into estrus for the first time, and a male will cover her, if you like, for want of a better term. And then she'll give birth 100 days hence. Then she'll raise those cubs, and if no harm comes to them, between 2.5 and 3 years after that, she'll come into estrus again, and it could be a little bit before that, could be 2 years, could be, I suppose it could be as little as 18 months if there is sufficient sort of food and nutrition around, but probably somewhere between 18 months and 2.5 years, she'll come into estrus again. And the process will be repeated. But if anything happens to those cubs, if they die through the attack of a male lion or through disease or whatever it is, she'll come into estrus almost immediately again. And so she will always have a litter, or she will always either be pregnant or have a litter or be raising a number of cubs, often to sort of sub-adulthood. And that's basically how the cycle goes. So they're not in any way like the wild dogs, which have a very distinct winter season, certainly in South Africa. I'm not sure how it works here. And then also the antelope, of course, which are very seasonal. Now, Sinak, you're wondering who is faster, a lion or a topi. Sinak, a topi, I think, can run at about 80 kilometers an hour. It's about the same speed as David on camera. He could run at about 85 kilometers an hour. A lion, I'm told, I've read up to 80 kilometers an hour. I think you'll probably find that they would struggle to reach more than 65 or so. I say struggle. Remember, a human being that runs the 100 meters in 10 seconds, which very few of us can, of course, and when I say us, I don't mean me, they're running at an average of 36 kilometers per hour. So, yeah, I mean, they're pretty quick. Let's head across to Tayla now. She is across the river. I don't know what she's got.
I'm stamping. Get away. Go. Oh, I'm almost crashing. Luckily, it's all open here. There was a fly. It's gone now. VM just said to me, VM just said, why do I bring my flies to work? Why not, VM? My pets. Got a little string around him. I've also now moved the mat around him. He just get organised again. Here you are. Get out. Get. You've got the whole of the Mara Triangle to be in. It's gone to you now, VM. Good luck. It's annoying, that fly. I've also, you'll be interested to know, eaten my first insect and caught one insect with my eye. I'm on a roll, you know. So Mara's really just starting to feel like home at the moment. We're approaching a massive herd. What? A dead zebra. Where do you see? VM has just spotted a dead zebra. We're going to try and find it now. We're just trying... Yeah, I was going to say, you should not maybe sleeping. Can you see ribs? If you can see ribs, it's probably dead. Because zebra like to have naps. I'm just trying to sort of want to drive into... No, hang on. I'm going to drive us into a drainage line now. That won't be fun. Have you got it? Okay, cool. I'm going to go back a little bit more, but I'll try and stay on the road this time, or the two-track. Did it wake up from the dead, VM? Still sleeping? Where? Slowly forward, says VM. He's guiding us. He can see he's much higher than what I am. So I'm going slowly forward. And let's go more slowly forward. Whoop. We're looking. Yes, that looks very suspicious for a zebra to be sleeping in there. And also, there's lots and lots of flies around. I wonder what's happened there. If somebody has killed it or if it's just died. I'm not sure. It's difficult to see. It's quite thick. We're driving on the edge of a drainage line now. So it is virtually impossible. One of the only places where you can't actually see anything on these drainage lines. And we are in the area that the sausage pride like to hang around in. Now, I know where these flies have been to. They've been on the dead zebra. I don't want to be on it. There are lots of wildebeest and zebra around. That's not to say that there aren't any lions or anything about. But we'll keep an eye out over here. It's been quite warm. There's been a bit of rain, so they could have moved out, tried to look for a bit of shelter, and hopefully we're going to get lucky around here. But I'm going to send you back all the way down south to my dear friend Biceps Byron Miggy.
Thanks, Tayla. I'm trying my utmost to stay with this leopard. He's moving through a very dense area at the moment. Shows you. No wonder it's difficult for us to find them, because they move through the most difficult areas to maneuver through. But I keep getting a glimpse of him every now and then. I'm hoping he decides to settle down. I don't know why he's moving so much in the heat of the day, but I'm sure he will go and settle down at some point. Oh, wow, this is thick. And I think even the guys on the other side won't be able to see him anymore. Can't move anywhere else now, but I don't know where that leopard's gone. I have no idea. I can't see anything through here. Let's just wait a few minutes and see, maybe he pops out again. And it just shows you, I mean, and you can see this area. Apparently all of you are very excited too to see this male leopard. Yeah, and I just hope that he comes this side, but sure, this is thirsty work. Oh, there's a little scrub here that was right next to us. Just moved through the bushes, right next to us, hiding in the dense thicket. There he goes. It's just disappeared. There he is, we got him again. There he is. See, patience, everyone. Look, he's coming through. Oh, hang on. Is that another leopard? Just hold on, everyone. That looked like a different leopard. I only caught a glimpse. Oh, sorry.
You saw the what?
Oh, the scrub hair. Oh no, okay. So I think, is he coming this side now? Let's see. I'm just about stuck here, everyone. Sorry. There he is. Hold on. He spotted a scrub hair. That scrub hair that moved. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Senzo. Let's see what he does. He'd have to be really fast. Sorry, just the way he moved so quickly from... Hold on a second, sorry, the guys are now asking about this leopard. Taxon and Rexon, I've just got visual again. He's on this side. I don't know if you can see where I am. It's just still south of the... Rex, it sounds like I'm southeast of you. Yeah. Can you still see the leopard though, Senzo? He's just behind that thicket. So as I was saying, everyone, the way he moved, he just from that very slow walk that he was doing through the drainage line, it changed immediately, and I caught a glimpse of this leopard moving. He looked like a younger, more agile leopard. The way he moved, he clearly saw that scrub hair, and now I think he's interested in having a look to see if he can potentially get a meal. Now, even this male leopard will feed on a scrub hair. Not a substantial meal, but a meal nonetheless. Let's just sit tight and see. Well, I think we've done really well to stay with him, moving through this dense area. I think in summer it'll be almost impossible to move through here. Now with winter it's a lot more open, it's a bit easier. But we still have to be sensitive with just driving vehicles off-road, and that we actually, I think this is the first time I've done serious off-roading for quite some time. Oh, there he goes now. There he goes. Moving a little bit quicker. I wonder if he's seen something. Delrez, you said, is it possible that he gets up in a tree and rests? It's possible, Delrez. It's possible. Sorry, let me just... But I think with him moving around like this, if he decides to rest, he might just stop and rest shade somewhere. There we go. There we go. It's a nice view of him, at least. I don't want to disturb him if he's seen something. But I think he's just hunting everyone. I think that's why this leopard's moving around so much. What a beautiful pose. Just have a look. Apparently Megan says she can see what looks like a little bit of blood on his neck there. I see that now, Megan. Yeah, it looks a little bit reddish there. Maybe a scratch, maybe got into a scrap with another male leopard. Who knows? Maybe that's why he's moving around a little bit. I don't know, but he... Sorry, I'm also listening to the radio. Obviously, the other guys would like to see this leopard. Yeah, Rex and Tax, I've still got visual of this animal. We're just in that block where you last saw me, Rex. I'm going to stick with him and try to follow him through here if he does move. He's stationary at the moment, but he's facing south. Yeah, so who knows? I mean, I haven't seen Tingana for quite some time, so I don't know if he got into a scrap with another male leopard. Snazzy, you asked, is he panting because he's hot? Yes, most definitely. It's very warm this afternoon, so I think with him moving around so much, it is quite warm. Oh, he's going back to the drainage line now. Let's see, I wonder... Rex and Taxi's changed directions again. He's heading back north towards that drainage line. Oh, the scrubby just ran out. Here it is. It's right next to us. Do you see that scrubby? Got a bit of a fright. Did that leopard? I can't see him now. It's just on the other side of the thicket. Here we go. He's coming in front of us. Here he comes. Wow, there's a strong wind that has just picked up now. It's a bit of moisture in the air. It smells almost like rain, but there it is. Ah, thank you, thank you. Maybe he stays there for us. Let me try and move a little bit. Hold on. Oh, nice. Where is he going? Has he spotted something else through there? And you can see actually with this windy condition now, it's actually ideal for this leopard to hunt in. Can you still see him? Which way did he go? He's lying down there. For him to hunt in this type of weather is ideal. He's walking through this drainage line. It's nice and thick. He can ambush prey. The leopards have been known to be fringe hunters, so they walk on the edge of the thicket and the clearings, especially drainage lines, and see if there's anything possibly feeding. Inyala, kudu, impala, a little steenbok, duiker, anything like that. Okay, if I don't move, I think we're going to lose him. How am I going to get around this? There's a tree stump behind me, everyone, so that's not ideal. Let me see if anyone else is staying. Some of the other guys are just not patient enough. They're leaving us to do all the work. Alright, well, let me try get through here and maneuver around. Maybe we get another view of him. I don't know. We're moving away from him now, but let's try. Let's go across to Stef and looking at the river.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Kenya. It is Stef on the river cams, and I thought that I'd show you the first view of the river cams this afternoon with the last shot cams. Shot of a bend in the Mara River up here in Kenya, and where this morning we had a group of hippo busy mouthing and licking a wildebeest calf. Hippo here, but there are tons of crocodiles that have come out onto the same sandbank to come and sun themselves. Obviously crocodiles are cold-blooded and they use in the environment to manage their metabolism and basically enable themselves to digest food. Gee whiz, I forgot how to talk there for a second. Isn't that terrible? All right. What I am going to do is I want to show you guys something spectacular. I'm going to ask Geraldine, please, to move over to the mountain cam view so that I can show you what I'm busy having a look at the moment. Just have a look at that. That is my view over the Mara. The mountain cam obviously is a camera that is just outside of my office, so that view that you're seeing over there is the view that I have from my office window, which is arguably, for me at least anyway, the best office view that anybody could have in the entire world. Just have a look at that, with that rainbow. We've just had a little afternoon thunder shower here over the Mara, and that fantastic rainbow that is busy shining out from the valley just in front of us. Isn't that spectacular? There we go. That's about as good as what I can get the framing, I think. So feel free to snap away on your screenshots and save that for a bit. I think that is just glorious. Let's see if we can zoom in on these colors for you. I always wondered how close you can get to... Well, there we start losing a bit of color. Oh, that is fantastic. Obviously, a rainbow is created by the refraction of light through water in the atmosphere, and it takes a very special set of circumstances to get a rainbow. The sunlight has to be at just the right angle. I can't remember exactly what the angle is right now. I think it's in and around the 20 degrees odd. There has to be water in the atmosphere, and there obviously has to be sunlight as well. So sunlight's at a very specific angle shining onto water, and you get this rainbow that is probably one of Mother Nature's, next to lightning for me, most spectacular light shows. Oh, and don't forget the Aurora Borealis and Aurora Australis as well. So that lightning, rainbows, and auroras are some of Mother Nature's most spectacular light shows. And just have a look at that. Oh, bring it up a little bit and see if we can get almost the full curve of the rainbow for you. There we go. There's another opportunity there for you for another screenshot. Please send it to us. We love seeing your screenshots. Oh, just absolutely fantastic, isn't that? All right. Now, why don't we go back to the river cam? Cul-de-sac, please, Jerry. Go back to where we were with the... So now we're back on cul-de-sac crossing, and let's go and see what the crocodiles have been doing to the wildebeest. Oopsie, excuse me. Whoop. My fault, everyone. Sorry. It's just me getting a little bit over-eager with the camera controls over here. I haven't got the steady hand that Jandre or David or Senzo or anyone has. They haven't opened this wildebeest at all. Now, C-Mac, you've asked me if the crocs are full-bellied this afternoon. I can tell you that wildebeest is full-bellied. That is obviously fermentation happening of the grass in its belly cavity, and without it being able to, using muscles, push gas out at either end, the belly swells up. And that may cause the wildebeest to actually unbeach itself at some point. But have a look at how massive that is. Let's go and have a look at these crocodiles, since you've asked about how full they are. Now, let's go to the biggest one, because we can see, I assume that these crocodiles are about as full as what crocodiles can get. And the reason for that is that there is just this massive amount of meat lying around in this river at the moment. Not only are these crocodiles catching things probably weekly or multiple times a week, but also carcasses that are coming to float down the river, they are busy dismembering. And just have a look at the size of that crocodile. That is easily, I don't know, what are your guesses on how long that crocodile is? I mean, let's see if we can use something as a bit of a scale. It is a giant of a crocodile. Isn't the biggest crocodile that we've got living in this pond might be this guy living up here. He's got a dark green head. Quite difficult to actually see. Yeah, that might be the biggest crocodile living in this pond. It's a guy with a dark green head. And he'll be longer than this one we're trying to look at now, but without some scale, I don't know. Let's use this bird, because I know how big this bird is. So that bird is a thick-knee, it looks like, if I'm judging these things correctly. Let's call it a thick-knee bird, which is about the size of a small chicken. And using a chicken and it's almost in line with that crocodile, probably a few feet back. So using a chicken as an example, and let's call a chicken a foot in length. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 foot crocodile. How's that for a guess? So I'll say that that's about an 11-foot crocodile. What do you think? Send your answers to the hashtag Safari Live and let's see what you think about how big this crocodile is. The crocodile top left-hand corner just had a regurgitation of some sorts. Now, while they're sitting there with their mouth open, you might ask me, they're sitting there with their mouth open simply because they're trying to bounce their core temperature, their core body temperature at the most optimal temperature to maintain a healthy metabolism. And that is what they're doing. Now, Lisa, you've just said that this crocodile is 10 to 12 feet, and Tony has said that this crocodile is at least 16 feet. 16 feet, Tony, is probably what that dark green crocodile is at the back. I'm going to say only because it's what I guess it at as well, Lisa. I'd guess that this crocodile is somewhere between 10 and 12 feet. That is what I'm assuming this crocodile to be at. It's a giant crocodile. That thing has a size 12 back foot and is as wide across the middle as you are with your arms outstretched. You'd be able to lie on the back of that crocodile with your arms outstretched and your palms might just be able to touch the floor. That is how big that crocodile is. Massive. All right. On that note, I think let us send you back to Byron, all the way down in South Africa.
Well, I'm still trying to sort of this leopard. He's still moving quite a lot. Just past a herd of impala behind us on the edge of the thicket, on the edge of the drainage line. And I think that's exactly what he's been looking for. It's potentially trying to see any of those animals to possibly hunt. Let's see, I'm just trying to look here now. Where did he go? Oh, it's been very difficult trying to follow him through here. I'm just going to wait here for a second. He might even go right down into that drainage line. There's another big drainage line just in front of us here. So he may go down there. I think one of the other cars just caught another view of him on the other side. Let's just see. Oh no, the leaves blowing into the car, and we cleaned the cars today. And now the leaves are blowing into them again. It sounds like he's in the drainage line there. Hold on a second. Mark, I'm right here. You know what, everyone? I'm sorry about this. You know what I think I'm going to do is rather move out of here. There are now 3 vehicles, and there's one down in the drainage line. I think let me give them a chance to try and see if they view him, and hopefully he decides to settle down, and then we can try. Well, let's go down to the dam and maybe have a look there. Just hold on a second, sorry. Sorry, I'm just trying to wait for a gap to chat. Taxon and Mike and Johan, you can stay there, no problem. I'll make space for now. I'll try get in a little bit later. Just keep me updated, Tax, on his movement, please. Okay, copy, thank you. So Taxon's been kind enough to give us some space. He's leaving. He's going to look for something else. All right, I'm going to try get down into the drainage line, and then hopefully we'll get in. Hopefully we'll get a view of him down there. Let's go across to James now, who is viewing a huge herd of wildebeest. Let's see if they're crossing any rivers.
Hello everybody. We've just found a herd of wildebeests and zebras. It wasn't why we came here, because we thought we might have seen the back of a cheetah on a termite mound here, and we're just trying to get round to a position where we can see it without, of course, getting this vehicle stuck in the mud on a permanent basis. Good. Beautiful, gorgeous scenes playing out in front of me here. And I must just excuse, I believe my shirt is torn, and that was on display for everybody last segment. I'm sorry about that. I shall present now like that for the rest of the show. Disgusting. Well, what do you think, Dave? We think it might actually just be spiders' webs, because spiders' webs look exactly like cheetah, don't they, David? Almost identical. Anyway, we're getting close, so stick with us, and with any luck, all shall be revealed, or nothing will be revealed, as the case may be. I'm going with nothing at this stage, I'm afraid. Yes. There's nothing on there, is there, David? Nothing on that termite mound at all. Ooh. But there is a hyena in front of us. There we are. I believe Byron says that my attire is unacceptable. I've agreed with Byron probably about twice in my life, and this is the second time. Yeah, no, there's no cheetah on the top of that termite mound. What a dreadful pity. But there is a lot of stuff to eat here, and it would not surprise me to find a lion popping its head up. And this is the last place that David and Brent saw the cheetah knocking about here. So our plan is going to be just to scan this marshy area for the next little while. We might try and get across this lugger and do a bit of a turn through there, and otherwise we'll go back probably towards the Belashaka nomads, and we'll be with them probably until the sun goes down, and we'll see if they don't decide to try and find themselves some supper. So the herds up here seem to be far more sparsely distributed than the ones down or across the river in the Mara Triangle. I'm not sure why that should be the case, other than to say that in the northern parts of the Masai Mara National Reserve, which is what we're in now, there doesn't seem to be nearly as much grass. Right, let's follow that hyena, and I think we should follow that hyena in case that hyena has adopted the same strategy as the hyenas that followed those five brothers. We did come here hoping for the five brothers, but they have headed north into a conservancy that we're not allowed to go into. And I say five brothers, they're not actually brothers, they're a band of brothers, but we think, apparently, according to the Mara Cheetah Project, they probably come from 3 different mothers, those 5 cheetah. And so how long that coalition will last really does remain to be seen. Can you still see the hyena, Dave? I can't. He's probably gone up through here. It's such a lovely afternoon, and it's such a lovely area this to be oh, here we go. To be exploring. I wonder if there isn't a little hyena den up here. Sinak, you're asking about hyenas and if it's common for them to be solitary, I think. Yes, it is. It's totally common for them to forage in a solitary... Oh, solitary when hunting. Highly unlikely that they'll catch anything hunting solitary, because they're slow. They're simply not very fast at all. And I mean, they're much faster than us, but they're not fast, say, as a gazelle or as a wildebeest. The hyena's moving off now. So what we'll do is stop at the top here and then scan and just see if we can't. Oh, there's a lion. See there, David? Yes, it's that thing that looks like a sort of teddy bear-like face, but is in fact a cat. There we are. Another young male. It's interesting. You know, I think we only saw 5 Belashaka nomads, and perhaps this is the other one who is still, well, you know, romancing that lady that he was a few days ago. That is quite interesting to see. Now, the distribution of cheetah, of course, is intimately linked with the distribution of lions. And if you watched our last TV show when David and Brent had a rather, I think, desperately heart-stopping moment, and the 2 cheetah were being chased by the pride of females that lives in this area, you will notice, of course, why that should be the case. Lions not very friendly to cheetah. Let's go and get a bit closer to this lion. That's a bit of spot of luck there. Now we'll have to decide which ones to stick with. This chap here, or the others further north. We'll just ease our way along. And the decision will be quite simple and based entirely on how much they've had to eat. Now, I believe we're going to go across to Tayla. From what I heard on the radio, she's eating bovril.
I've eaten bovril, James. Yummy, delicious. Bovril is the equivalent of Vegemite, but not a vegetarian, of course, version, and it's so delicious. Anyways, we're sitting, of course, with the golden grass and all the wildebeest moving towards us. There's even a rainbow in the distance, but unfortunately, it's not really showing too nicely on camera, the rainbow. But there has been quite a few big rain clouds about, and luckily we've stayed relatively dry, barring a little downpour earlier. With no luck with those lions. Can you believe it? We're searching. The wildebeest are all moving back up towards the escarpment again. So hopefully we're going to pick up on some lions around here. Basically, we've been bobbing and weaving from one side of the escarpment and then sort of back slightly further east onto one of the main roads and then back up, just using all these roads over these massive open plains. But because it's been so warm now, I wonder if a lot of these cats maybe aren't resting up just yet. All of a sudden it got exceptionally hot, but we're not going to let that worry us. We are most certainly going to continue searching. Isn't that gorgeous? This never gets old, I can tell you that. You can hear a couple of the gnu's gnuing. You hear them there. Must be a youngster. A couple of the youngsters have been very, very chatty this afternoon. Not too many zebra in and amongst these wildebeest though. And I always find it really funny how they've been walking on the roads and they all walk together on the 2 tracks. So it's not like the roads that we have at Djuma. Most of them are these little grassy tree tracks. You'd swear as if they had nowhere else to go. They could only walk on that one spot. It's very, very funny. But of course they do have a bit of sheep mentality, don't they? They follow. But we're going to keep on searching these wide open plains, and I'm sure we're going to get lucky with some lions. Byron, however, has found Tingana once again.
Oh, we have, but he's still on the move through a very thick part of this area on the edge of the drainage line. I'm hoping he decides to lie down at some point. But let's stick with him and try. I mean, we've definitely put in the hard work to try and follow him. Let's see. So we should get hopefully another view of him. It's been very tricky to follow this male leopard. But just letting another vehicle go past, and because he's walking on the edge of the bank there the whole way. Don't be scared, Senzo. don't know, our signal hopefully will stay. I don't think we'll lose signal down here, we shouldn't. You can see him there. I can just see the shape of him through the trees. It's actually a bit difficult to see him. Wow, this leopard's definitely given us the run around. There he goes. You can see his movement through the branches. Hold on a second. Out of here. That's a bit of a problem. We can't see him now where we are. We're a little bit stuck at the moment. We're down in the drainage line. He's lying just above us. He's actually just on this ridge right here, not far from us. But again, I think, you know, our patience will hopefully pay off. Maybe we'll get a view of him. There's no rush. There's no rush, so we'll wait. We've been trying to follow him very carefully, and I think we've done well to stick with him through this thick area. At least we're a bit sheltered from that wind. Remember I said the wind picked up quite a bit this afternoon. I don't know why. I don't know if it's bringing in bad weather perhaps. No clouds or anything, but I wonder if maybe this evening, possibly a front coming through. Gee, that was some serious off-road driving, dodging trees, maneuvering around, trying to get through that thick area that this leopard was moving in. It just shows you from time to time how difficult it is to follow these predators when they are moving. Chandler, you asked, why does a leopard sometimes walk with its tail raised high? Well, the reason is often if they are moving around and they are being alarm called at by birds or monkeys or anything like that, even antelope like impala or kudu, what they'll often do is they'll raise their tails like that and show that white tip of the tail. They want to make themselves more visible, and the reason they do that, or the theory behind it, is that they then make themselves more visible so that they basically saying, I'm not a threat, I'm just moving past, I don't want to hunt you, I know I've been seen, and they try to get through that area. Hopefully the antelope stop alarm calling at them. That's the theory. It makes sense though. So they'll raise their tails. I've seen it many times. As soon as birds alarm call at them, or any animal's alarm call at them, they raise their tails, make themselves more visible, and then they try to get out of that area. Leopards don't like attention being drawn to them, so they'll prefer to move away and get away from all that noise and all that attention. I think he's still just above us. I'm just having a look. Yeah. Chatty, you asked how do we land, and you say you get. Sorry, and you say you get stuck on the beach all the time. Oh no, do you want to get stuck? Yeah, I want to get. Hang on. I think I've got us a little view here. It's a bit. So chitty Meg. Luckily, I didn't get stuck. It's all experience. It's all experience. and practice. Look, I think I've been stuck once before in my career. I used to, there he is. You can see the spots there to the right hand side. You can see his face over there. Can we lighten that a little bit, Sensor? Ah, there we go. There you can see him. Beautiful pattern. Difficult, so well hidden. But we'll sit here for a while and hopefully we get another view of him. Alright, now we'll sit here for a while and see what he does. Let's go back to James and his torn shirt. I wonder, was it a lion attack, James, or what is the reason for your torn shirt? Let's go find out.
Excuse me 1 second. I just had a mouthful of nuts. Very good nuts, I must say. Macadamias mixture. Now, we have lions here. Yes, lions. 4 more male lions, not a pride. And our decision is now, do we stick with this bunch? Are they more likely to hunt than the others? The answer, I think, is no. And I'll tell you why. If you look at their bellies, they are very full. And I think they've eaten recently. But on the other hand, we know that that doesn't make a big difference. As far as lions go in the migration, they'll happily kill even if they aren't hungry. And if we look off to the other side, what we can see is a herd of zebra and wildebeest. So logic would say, well, why not stick around here and see what happens? But as David tilts the camera downward, what you will see is a rock field. And that rock field will preclude any kind of driving whatsoever. So I think what we're going to do is go back to the Bilashaka nomads, as opposed to stay with the 4 other Bilashaka nomads. Now, Byron and Djuma would like to know if my shirt was ripped in a lion attack. The answer is, of course, no, my shirt wasn't ripped in a lion attack, Byron. My shirt was ripped by some overzealous eating, I suspect. Yeah, I don't think that these chaps are going to do a great deal, but you know what, if the chance arises to kill, they could easily take it. Yeah, I can still see 2 or 3 hyenas moving through the sea of grass here. Let me just... It's quite a nice shot. You can see a hyena there. Can you see it there, Dave? You're just drifting through the grass there. He was drifting through the grass there. There I can see him. He's just coming up to that mound that you were on. Stay there. No, not that mound. He's just gone past another mound. There you got him. Well done. We've put a couple of zebra to flight, but you know, I don't think those zebra will have any chance of being killed by him. Alrighty, we're going to just ponder this little quandary of ours for the next few minutes. While we do that, I believe Byron, Fashion Police Sarau, is waiting to have a conversation with you.
Fashion Police, that's a good one, James. Now, we've fortunately got a better view of this leopard, and he's lying on the bank. There, I did see an inyala or 2 moving just on the other side of the drainage line. They moved through. But it's a bit tricky. I think he's curious, but to cover the distance through the drainage line to get to that inyala, he'd expose himself and wouldn't have that. What's the element of surprise? Sorry, everyone. as I said, expose himself. I was thinking of James with his torn shirt. It's actually a wonderful view of that leopard. Shows you how well they can camouflage and disappear in the thickets. Look at his concentration. I mean, look at that. Sinak, you asked if these leopards like to be seen or they're more secretive cats. I think leopards in general, it doesn't matter if it's this male or a female or any leopard, Sinak. I do think they are, they prefer not to be seen because they are secretive animals and they are elusive. Look at that concentration, amazing. But we try to be as sensitive as possible, and they're not always followed and they're not always seen. They can disappear very quickly if they want to. We just managed to stick with him this afternoon, but you can see it appears as if he's still very focused on what he is interested in, and that's hunting by the looks of things. I wonder if he's going to move again, or if he's now decided it's probably time to rest. As I said, I was surprised at how far this leopard moved during the day and during the warmth of this afternoon. It was quite warm. It's cooling down now because of the cold breeze. Megan says the weather. Our weather station says it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 28 degrees Celsius. That is incorrect, Megan. That is wrong. I wonder if this weather station's inside, perhaps in a controlled environment. Megan says she's going to stop telling me the weather. Well, I think, Megan, you know what? I think it's a few degrees warmer whenever we get that. I do think it's a few degrees warmer. I'm just putting a jacket on quickly. This breeze is quite chilly. Manushka, you were saying you can hear a Cape turtle dove calling. Yeah, there is one calling behind us somewhere. You can probably hear it. I could easily sit here for most of the afternoon, and I do know that patience pays off. No. Nilya, you asked, can leopards get depressed like elephants do? Sure, Nilya, I don't think that's to be honest, I don't think that's a fair question or fair comment to make about the elephants. I don't think elephants get depressed, and not at all. Now, some people may not agree with me, but I've always said that we do need to be very, very careful of giving animals human emotions. It's completely different for them, and I think how depressed or depression is completely different to an elephant possibly feeling upset about something. Now, I think people always say, "Oh, these elephants have graveyards and they move past those areas and they mourn the dead." I don't think that's true. I think, firstly, elephant graveyards are a bit of a myth. What happens is the elephants, with age, their teeth start to wear out and wear down. So the elephants would go into areas where the vegetation was softer and easier to feed on, and they'd usually die there from old age. And the reason is because of the food that was in that area. So it wasn't an elephant graveyard that they went to specifically to die. It was because the vegetation was softer for them to feed on. That's why they would go there, and that's why they died in the area. The elephants move past, and if they come across elephant carcasses, they smell and they pick up the scent, obviously, of the carcass, and they investigate. But I don't think it's a case of mourning as we would. Not at all. I think they probably recognize that there was possibly an elephant that died there. But we need to be very, very careful of giving them human emotions. So no, elephants don't get depressed. I think, look, you'd probably see in circuses and zoos, if I must be honest, you'd see animals' spirit, I think, get lost somewhat because they're not in the wild, they're not roaming free. So yeah, I do think so. Depression, maybe to the extent we feel, I don't think so. Now, for leopards, for example, female leopards lose cubs on a regular basis. Cubs lose adults. That happens too. Males will kill other males. I've never seen a female leopard mourn or get depressed for a long period of time for losing a cub. They've lost cubs. Within a few months, they're mating again, and they'll have new cubs. That's nature. So we need to be careful of giving them too many human emotions. Yes, they do feel to an extent, but in terms of mourning and recognizing the loss of a cub and mourning for years, or leopard mourning or elephant mourning for years after a death of a sibling or a youngster, I don't think that happens. Not at all. Nature is harsh. Nature has a way of, I think, recovering very quickly. The animals do. Oh, that male's looking right at us now. So I think we need to bear that in mind all the time, and not always want to put our human emotions on the animals. We anthropomorphize these animals far too much, in my opinion, and I may be wrong, but I think we need to be cautious of it and just understand again, we are here to view and appreciate nature. Nature's not always easy. Nature's harsh. There's death, there's destruction, but there's also new life, there's happiness. There's new cubs, for example, in the Nkahuma pride that we saw the other day. There's lions that get attacked, lions that die, leopards that get injured, leopards that die, leopard cubs that grow up and move into new areas. There's always a balance. There's a natural balance. I think some of my friends in Johannesburg were actually watching Safari Live too. Some friends from my rugby club. I actually miss playing rugby. So Clive and Dylan and all of them, if they're watching, hope you guys are having a great afternoon in Johannesburg. It's a tough life out here. I have to sit with this leopard in this drainage line. I love teasing them about it. They get quite upset. They're very jealous, I know. But actually Dylan was studying to be a guide. He's a bit younger than I am, and he's studying to be a guide at the moment, and will hopefully go on to work at a lodge somewhere. A lot of guides still studying, still getting qualifications, learning about the bush, which is wonderful. It's really a career choice nowadays. I think before, guiding used to be something people did from time to time for maybe a year or two, but it's becoming a lot more of a career choice for certain people, and some guides like myself either work in the lodges for a while then move on, and private guiding, whatever the case may be, owning their own companies. Now let's sit with this leopard for a little while longer. While I do that, let's go across to Tayla and find out how her afternoon is going in the Mara.